Welcome to the Gag Is podcast with me, your host, Charlie Shantae, where I share the roller coaster of my life, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. After becoming a teen mom at 14 and a widow by the age of 21, it's a journey filled with tears and laughter, reminding you that even in the toughest moments, there's hope. The gag is, life may be unpredictable, but it's always worth living. Hey guys, welcome back to the Gag Is podcast. I am your girl, Charlie Shantae. Thank you for joining me. As I always say, if it's a new episode, it is Friday. So happy Friday to us. It's a special one today. I got a special one. I got somebody in here that I've been knowing for probably about 15 years. This I know, right? This weekend coming up is Memorial Day. Well, Monday is Memorial Day. Um, and so I felt that it would only be right that I have a guest for this episode. You know, somebody who knows what I've been through, who's gone through what I've been through on the widow side, and being a parent of, kids that have lost their father. So without further ado, I want to introduce y'all to Joanne Sutton.
Hi.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
Hello. It has been a long time. Like,
Yes.
y'all, I always she's one of those people you talk to, but you don't see all the time. But I'm gonna be where you at in a couple months, so we're definitely gonna have to go to dinner.
Right.
We definitely gonna have to go to dinner and catch up. Because when we met, our kids were like wee babies, and now they're like adults. Like the big one is 23
They
now, so
still act
like
like babies though.
that part, that part. So yeah, so like our kids are like little like stroller babies. But I felt, first of all, thank you for doing this episode. I felt that I couldn't do this episode without somebody who doesn't understand, who's never been through what we've been through.
Mhm.
So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing jumped off. Tell the Well, I know about your hubby. Tell the people a little bit about yo boo.
Oh man. Okay. I don't even know where to start. Well, we met in 2001
Mm-hmm.
in Korea. So, from there I tried to join the military. I was gonna join the Air Force, and then I met him, and he was like, "Why join? Why join the Air Force? We can't be together." So I was like, "Okay, fine. I'll join the military army." And then so I tried. I did the whole military, basic training, and that's the time right after 9/11 happened.
Mm-hmm.
So and then he got shipped. They had to deploy, right? So he was gone somewhere, and I was getting ready to go to basic, and then we got lost somewhere where we just was kind of like no contact. I was trying to do my thing. I didn't make it because I didn't pass my PT test. Um, Somehow we were able to get back and find each other, I guess.
Oh.
And then I told him, I was like, I got to go back to Korea. They're sending me back because I didn't pass. And he's like, well, when he gets back to the States, he was going to come to Korea and just come pick me up. So he did that, came back, got me from Korea, and then we were here in Colleen. I was like trying to say Fort Hood, Fort Cavazos, whatever.
Go for Cavani. I'm like, well, for who?
Yeah. So we were here, and then he had to leave again. But this time I was pregnant with my first,
Mm-hmm.
with my oldest, and then he had to leave to Korea, and then of course it was there a year. He came back, and then when he came back, you know what happens when you come back? You get
Get
another one,
pregnant again. Mm-hmm. Them
right?
deployment babies.
Yeah, and then I had my second one. We moved to Lawton, Oklahoma, and then
You lived in my home city?
yeah, I was there 2005.
I was gone already.
Wait, yeah,
Dang,
my
I
son
never
was
knew
born
that.
2005. Yeah.
He was born in Lawton
Yeah, and
at
Fort Sill.
Reynolds.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I forgot that
Okay.
was the name. I was like, Reynolds, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
girl, that's the same hospital I was born at.
Oh, wow.
Crazy. Okay, but anyway.
Right. And then, yeah, so we were there, and then that's where he had to leave to Iraq with
mm,
the they call it the mid team. He really wasn't there with like a unit and stuff. You ever heard of the mid team?
hmm.
Yeah, so like that's who he went because he was a casualty officer before he left, which is weird
That is
because
very weird.
yeah, so it's really weird because so he was a casualty officer, right? And he used to like say like weird things when he would come back from work, and he'll say stuff like, "Oh, like stuff he was doing, like knock on people's doors." And
Hmm.
I really wasn't listening because like I don't like hearing like sad stuff or whatever.
Hmm.
But anyway, one day he came home and he's like, "Hey, um, I think he gave me a book, like, or some reading material about, like if something was happening to him." And I'm like, "Man, I'm not gonna read this." And by our toilet, we have like a magazine holder, or
Put
whatever,
this in here real
right?
quick.
Yeah, I said, "I'm not reading shit," right? I was like, "Why? Why should I read this stuff?" It's just stuff that tells you, like, what to
Right.
expect, just anything. And I'm just like, I would never be like a widow, not at this
Right.
age, you know.
Right.
So that happened, and then he had to leave, and then next thing you know, like I don't know, was it like he wasn't even there 6 months, and then
Wow.
that's when I had to go look at that book. I was like, gosh, this is crazy. But yeah,
That is very crazy. Now I never knew that he was that he was a CAO.
yeah,
I never
that
knew
was
it.
really
That
weird.
is crazy.
Yeah,
Dang. Wow. Wow. Like
yeah,
that is really crazy.
right,
Dang.
right.
That
Yeah,
that is crazy. And so it your husband passed away in 2007.
yeah, 7.
So it's coming up on 17 years.
June. Dang, is that long?
And the only reason why I know it's been that long is because it was Feb, March, April, May, June. It was 4 months after 5 months after my husband passed. June, right? June or July?
Yeah, June.
June. So it's 4 months after my husband passed away.
Just 17? I was thinking like 15. Maybe I was stuck in. Yeah. Yeah, that's
It's been
about.
17 years, yeah. And
Yeah, because my
it's
daughter just turned 3 and she's about to turn 20. Yeah,
yes.
17.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been like time
Wow.
flies unknowingly. So that brings me to my first topic. How do you feel when people get Memorial Day and Veterans Day mixed up?
So, you know what? In the beginning, when all this was fresh, right? I used to get all kinds of offended and just whatever, like, gosh, why can't I just get it right? Da, da, da. Um, then over the years, I just like, you know what? They just, because it seemed like every year we're correcting it. Every year we're like, but they just don't know. So I just leave it alone now. I see like sometimes I get mixed up because when it's Memorial Day, they'll put when they put all these pictures like Happy
Mm-hmm.
Memorial Day, whatever the case is, then I'll see somebody that's still alive on there, and I'm like, did they die? And then there's like, no. Guess what? Because like it happened to my ex when I was dating him. And like that very first thing I saw on the newsfeed was his picture on Memorial Day, and I was like, "Why is your picture on here?" The sister had posted like Happy Memorial Day, but I guess like if you don't, I don't know how they
But
don't
even
know about
after
it.
somebody explains it to you, I feel like people still do it because, like, I had a conversation with somebody, and she was like, "Happy Memorial Day," and I was like, "There's nothing happy about remembering somebody
Yeah,
died. Like, there's nothing happy about that."
right.
And she was like, "Well, you feel whatever kind of way you gonna feel, and I'm gonna have me a happy Memorial Day." Okay, by all means of the stretch of the imagination, go ahead and do whatever it
Yeah.
is that you finna do,
Right.
cause memorial, doesn't the word memorial mean remember?
Yeah.
Like, you
Memorial.
would think, and then it's like Memorial Day is for those that we lost, and Veterans Day is for those that are served, have served, currently
And
serving, however
yeah.
you want to put it. Like, you don't see like them laying wreaths on people's tombstones and stuff on Memorial Day. Like, does that not give you a clue, an indication that maybe this is for people who are not alive, who are unalive, because you can't say died no more. You got to say unalive.
I hear that a lot now. It's crazy.
And I'm like, what is unalived? Like,
I don't know.
what do you just say died?
Yeah.
Like, I
I don't know.
just
I see that a lot now, but I'm like, why do they keep saying unalive? He unalived himself.
like I don't I it just crazy, like, cuz and so, like, case in point, somebody be like, "What you doing for Memorial Day?" Because we finna go hang out, and I tell people, I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I don't even know if I'm gonna be in the right headspace. Like,
Yeah.
I don't. And I think what people don't understand is when this day roll, there's certain days that when they roll around, like, we don't have. I know me personally, I don't never intentionally go out my way to be sad on that day or be in
Yeah.
any type of emotion on that day. It's just like I don't know what headspace I'm in. Like, I know it's coming up, and I don't know how I'm gonna be. I may be
Hmm.
okay one year, and then the next year I might be in complete shambles.
You
Um,
know, yeah, you know me. Okay, so it's hard for me because you know why? My birthday is May 29. So every year it is so hard, especially when it was in the earlier years, because I'm like, it's my birthday, it's Memorial Day. Like, I don't want to celebrate. I'm like sad, but it's like I
yeah,
didn't know how to celebrate my birthday and then also kind of like be in that Memorial Day. Like, and then being that he had died June 7th, it's coming up in
it's
a
all
week.
within 2 weeks. Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm just like, I try to just keep it one day. Okay, it's my birthday. I can't let nothing ruin it. But then at the same time, I'm still thinking about the other stuff. So it every year I don't know too. I'm just like,
it's
how?
crazy because, like, for my husband, like, his birthday comes, my birthday come. Well, it's his birthday, Thanksgiving, and sometimes his birthday falls on Thanksgiving.
Oh
My
yeah.
birthday, Christmas, New Year's, and then his angelversary, and then Valentine's Day. Like, the day he died and Valentine's Day are 10 days apart.
Oh
It is
yeah, right.
crazy.
You just don't know what to think or what. You just let the day come, and it's just however whatever.
Like, and between November and March, like, I have to stay busy, because if not, and then, like, when
Yeah,
Memorial Day comes around, like I said, sometimes I'm triggered. Sometimes, like, 9 times out of 10, I'm not. But there's
yeah,
always that one little time where, like, something goes on, and, like it can be anything that just triggers, and I think I want to say people not knowing the difference triggers me.
yeah. It used to for me, but now I'm just like I'm over it because I see it every year. It like stuff, and then you just keep seeing it. The difference between Memorial Day and Veterans Day, they keep putting it there, and I'm like, oh, at at this point, I think everybody should know. I mean, at least us adults should
You
know.
would think.
But I
You
don't
would
know. It's
think.
weird. I don't know if it's just because it's military, so they just relating the two, and just I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how. I mean, even before my husband died, I knew what Memorial Day was still. So I don't know.
That is just crazy. That is
Yeah,
just wild. So, with Memorial Day and his anniversary coming up and all of that, do you do anything special, like, to, like, prepare yourself, like, during that time frame, like, since like all of that's coming up, like, do you like plan something, or like what do you kind of do to like get through that like hurdle?
So as the year goes by, like everything in the first, I want to say like 5 years, I think I was always like preparing for it, like
Mm-hmm.
doing, planning something. And then after that, like now I don't even think I really like, and it's crazy because there'll be some years where I'm just going day by day and I'm forgetting about a special day,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it could be the Angelversary, it could be like just one of the days, and it would be like leading up to that day, I would just be feeling weird, but I won't even know, like I won't even remember that day. And then when that day comes, I'm like, gosh, it's weird. I was feeling like I was like in a weird funk, or and it's
Mm-hmm.
always around that time, but that's without me even knowing, like not really just trying to just remember, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
but we used to do a lot, like when it's birthdays, and that kids still do it though. When it is his birthday, they still do the cake thing.
Mm-hmm.
They get a cake, they blow out the candle and stuff like that. Now everything like the anniversary and anything else, I just kind of like do a little, recap. I'm not recap. Like post something
Mm-hmm.
on the page that I made, the memorial page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then every like I try to make it a point, and it would be on his Angelversary, go out to Arlington to try, because that is like around summertime too. So they,
Mm-hmm.
like me and the kids, we would try to go, and we were kind of doing it like almost faithfully, like every 2 years, and then every after that we kind of stopped too, because it's like the kids got so like other stuff going on,
Mm-hmm.
school or whatever, like not school, but I don't know, we just started having all these things going on, and then I started working and just all kind of stuff. So but we'll still try to make it a point to go there, and if we do, we would do it around that time, like June,
Mm-hmm.
around June 7th. Yeah.
Okay. And so,
So,
like in the past, have you ever attended like any ceremony, like Memorial Day ceremonies or anything, like with you and the kids, or?
I don't know if it was Memorial. I think we did, because we got like invited to some stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then we would go. Um, but it would have been like maybe one or two. We're not really active with all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think it keeps you in that space when you like
Yeah.
go?
Yeah. It does. I don't really like it, because I don't know. It's just weird. Like I've never been to any of those, um what do you call it? They have
Any of the events? Yeah.
the snowball. What is it called?
Snowball.
They be, is it the snowball thing that they be having for
Mm-hmm.
the kids every
Every
Christmas?
December. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel bad. The kids never went to not even one.
Really?
Yeah, and then almost to the last, where I was like, oh my gosh, they're like turning of age and they can't go. Because too, I think one time I got a bad like impression when, so this is when I already had my daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted the kids to go at that time, but then I had my daughter too. And so I called and I was just asking them about, hey, I want the kids to go, da da da. But I have another daughter, but she's not from my late husband.
Mm-hmm.
And they just like flat out like, yeah, well, she can't come, and you just got to find somebody else to go with your kids. And I was like, well, I don't know anybody,
Well, damn.
you
All
know.
right.
Have to, and her dad couldn't, because he was working. He was working like as a cop at that time, and the schedule was very hectic for him. So I just didn't try anymore after that. But yeah, we don't really do none of the stuff. And you already know the one on Pogues, they used to have like the SOS stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
like first 2 3 years he did the whole Thanksgiving stuff, but then after that was it. Because it does kind of, every time we go to those things, then there's new widows, then there's new, and then it kind of like opens it back up again, and then I feel bad sometimes, because I'm like, I'm I'm not in that stage no more, and then when they're in that fresh stage, I kind of feel Like then I feel bad too. Then I feel sad again, and then you know what I mean. And then sometimes I feel bad for not feeling sad. I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do another episode on that because I did a solo episode about that, like not wanting to be a widow anymore, and
Yeah.
because I feel like that stuff keeps me like in the same. It brings me back to a place that wanted. I never want to go back to. Like I think I did a few Memorial Day stuff, but I always get emailed stuff. I always get emailed stuff
Oh
like, "Do
yeah.
you want to be a special guest for this, or do you want to be a special
Oh.
guest for that?" And it's like, damn, no, I don't. Because am I really a special guest, or are you trying to use me for exposure, for ratings, and different stuff like that? Like, what's
Yeah.
your motive? Because like, are you just trying to invite a gold star to say that you have somebody attending? It's kind of
Yeah.
like in the beginning, I was like, oh my God, I'm so honored to be, going to this event. But now it's like, what you want with me? Like, why do you want
uh,
me there? like I feel like people have ulterior motives now.
mm-hmm.
I that's got to be a whole note. We gonna talk offline about that because
Yeah.
I need you for a few episodes
You know, when
because
I was first here, did you know about the CAO briefings that they used to have here? They used to
mm,
have those like briefings, and they used to always have us widows go and talk in front of all the CAOs.
oh yes, I did know, and you
Did you
know
ever
how I
go?
know. No, but I found out that I was in one of the videos because one of my friends he went to the course and he's like, "Oh my god," he's like, "You didn't tell me that you were in the CAO video," and I said, "I didn't know." He
Oh.
was like, "Yes," and I was like, "Well, what am I doing?" Like I didn't know.
Yeah, like they
I s-
called us so many times to go and talk. But you know what? Only reason why I wanted to do it is because I had a very bad experience with mine. So I just kind of wanted to put it out there to them
mhm,
who was in train or like going for the course and stuff like that.
mhm.
Like kind of like what not to do as a CAO. You know what I mean? Like because of my experience, it was terrible. But yeah,
Yeah, save that. We gonna have to have
yeah,
like a what would widows do episode, like just a freestyle, like because I do
yeah.
do freestyle episodes from time to time about widows, but like I said, like I don't really talk to any of the like a lot of other widows, so I
Hmm.
it's hard, sometimes it's hard to have those conversations by yourself.
Yeah.
um but I think I attended a few ceremonies, but like I said, after that it was just kind of like like this
Yeah.
is
Yeah, I didn't
this.
really as far as Memorial Day, I'm trying to think. Like I think before on post when they used to have some like they used to have I probably went to one, we were invited and then that was
Mhm.
it. But other than that,
Do
I
they
don't
still
really
have the boot thing? Like where they put the boots out? Do they still
Oh
have that?
yeah. Yeah, they do. And we used to go to that too, but I think we missed like this past couple years cuz the drama in that too. And that's another reason why I don't do a lot of this. What is it? It's
Yep, I
just
definitely
weird,
see a
crazy
widow
drama.
drama episode coming. But I've said that in a previous episode. Like people don't believe me. I'm like, it's so much drama with it within military. With I'm like, we could have our own show. Like y'all see the ones on the. I ain't gonna call to say the names of them, but y'all know which ones I'm talking about. We could definitely have our own show. Like might have to hit Bravo up. Like Bravo, I
Oh
got a
Lord.
I got an idea for you. Like they don't
Right?
understand that the drama is the
Yeah.
drama is
I didn't even
real.
know there could be, but there was. So that's what was weird. And I was just like an innocent bystander. Somehow I got put in the middle of
Now
it.
how I get in it?
Yeah, it happened all because of one post. I just happened to be in the wrong time. What is it? Wrong.
Wrong place, right place, wrong time.
Yeah, and I just got pulled in, and then I'm just like, what? Everybody gang up on me, this and that. I'm like, it was, yeah, it's just crazy. I'll tell you about that story later, but yeah, then that's why I'm like, this is exactly why I don't. Like, it's crazy. But yeah,
Yeah, it just I see. I see. That's why I'm glad. See, we on the same page. That's why, cause like people hit me up, they be like, "Oh, I want to be a guest on your show." And I be like, I don't even really know you like that. Like, so I don't know. But I'm like, I go for. I want to speak to people who've been through what I've been through, who can be like, "Girl, you went through that too." Like, yeah, girl.
Yeah.
Like, we went through. I've gone through that too. Like, um. So when so after this, like the ceremony, the times that you did go to the ceremony, did you have like support system or anything like that?
No, it'd just be like me and the kids.
So weird question, because this is gonna be on the dating episode. See, like I got like you in mind for like 5 episodes already. Okay, so like when you were dating, did your ex ever come to any ceremonies with you or ever do
Wait,
any memorial
you
stuff?
like froze for like a good 5, 10 seconds.
Am I good now?
Yeah, so repeat whatever you were
Okay.
saying.
So, weird thing, when you were dating,
Yeah.
did your ex ever come to any memorial things with you?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, like like to Arlington. Wait, no, I don't know. I can't remember. I think he has been because I mean I was with him for a good 7, 8 years after the death, and even then we were still like doing a lot of memorial stuff
Hmm.
like with the kids, and he was present. He was there. He would
Okay.
be, yeah, he's around there, but like, are you trying to get at like as far as like how was he
Like,
like?
was he supportive, like when you would
Yeah, yeah.
go and stuff like that?
He's pretty supportive with anything I got to do with any like widow stuff at that time because that was also around the time we was going always to like the potlucks and I there might
Hmm.
have been. I'm trying to think if he even went to one.
I don't think
No, maybe
I
not.
met him outside of Apollo. I never met him at Apollo. I
Not
seen him
inside.
outside.
Maybe because I know like he do be around on some stuff that we do, but yeah, he's pretty. I never had a problem with him when it came to like doing anything for.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, he did go on with us one time on a trip when we did the when we went to Virginia. Yeah, and it was kind of weird because like this particular trip, like they knew about us because I did write the airline about my kid. It was really my kid's first time going, and like yeah, so they had this whole thing set up for like me and the kids, like first class, and when the airplane was coming, they did the whole fire truck thing,
Hmm.
all that,
Hmm.
and um, okay. And then he was there. So like, he was there the whole time with us and then they did like the whole moment of silence in the airplane and then they like let us go out and they like when they let us come out the airplane in the airport, they have
Hmm.
people standing on the like waiting for us.
Hmm.
Like so like he was a part of all of that.
Oh,
It's
nice.
crazy. But yeah, he's pretty super. He never like really said nothing or and like sometimes I would think like if it was the other way around, like how would I feel? Like would I feel how would I take it here?
I
Um,
know.
especially like Christmas time when we have like ornaments that we put it, just anything like he's pretty supportive. Yeah,
That's cool. That's
yeah.
cool. Well, let's go ahead and lighten this thing up a little bit with a you can't make this up. So, is there you cuz I always have stories. So is there anything like from a time that you either were at an event or just something crazy that happened and you're like you can't make this up?
Like pertaining to him. Lord.
him, not pertaining to him, or like if you were at an event, like something that happened after he passed away or something.
Okay, so there is one. Okay, it was really weird. Um, so it was this thing whenever he was alive, or he always liked vacuuming, right? And
Hmm.
he always wanted me to vacuum, and I hate the vacuum. But anyway, it was like shortly after he passed away. So we had like a handheld vacuum, and it was just sitting on the kitchen counter.
Hmm.
Um, in the middle of the night, the thing like just turned on, the vacuum, and I was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Is that?" I said, "Is that him telling me I need a vacuum?" But you know what? I didn't even think nothing of it until another time, and
It happened again.
we moved to another house. It was still in Oklahoma, but we moved to another house, and I had just like newly moved in, so I had like everything in my living room and stuff I didn't like, everything that I was getting ready to throw out, right? And there was
Hmm.
a vacuum that I put there. It's a vacuum that you needed to plug, right?
Hmm.
So like everything was all the junk was in the living room, just getting ready to get thrown out the next morning. And in that living room, so my room was like, when I'm laying on my bed, you could see like right out the door.
Hmm.
And so anyway, nighttime again came in, and then next thing you know, I heard the vacuum again, and I'm just like, I know I am not hearing things. I let it sit there for a while too, because I kept thinking like this cannot be happening, and I'm just like, no, that's not the vacuum. I kept saying that, and then it stopped, and then I walked out there and I was looking, and I'm like, yeah, you have to plug this vacuum up. And
That
I'm like,
is
how, what?
crazy.
I'm just like, I don't understand. And you know what's weird though? Around that month time, I think that's supposed to be around the time he was supposed to be coming back from being deployed. That was supposed to be around that time.
Mm.
And I was just like, but it's just this whole vacuum thing is just so weird, because he always would like get on me. Why you not vacuuming? Da 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 da. Like you need a vacuum. I'm just like, dude, what is up with you and these vacuums?
He
So,
had a
but
vacuum fetish.
yeah,
That
so
is crazy. I After
yeah,
that happened, I don't think I would own a vacuum cleaner. Like I would sweep everything.
right. I mean, I did
That
stay away
is
from
crazy.
vacuums for a while. I've been looking at vacuums all crazy now. Sometimes, like, yeah,
I would get a Swiffer. I would get a broom, mop. Like
right.
if it can't get over this, I don't know what to tell you. Like I wouldn't have carpet in my house. Oh my, that is creepy for it not to
Yeah.
happen only once but twice.
Yeah, I think the first time I thought maybe the thing might have just pushed up, because it was a handheld one of those vacuums,
Yeah.
and I thought maybe it just I don't know. I just was just thinking weird stuff. But then the second time I'm like, okay, no, we needed a plug for that one. You needed to plug that one up.
This is
I didn't know. That's just something just I can't explain it. I don't know. I'm just gonna let it be and be like, okay, maybe that was him. You know?
that is Yeah, I'd have been like,
Yeah.
I'd have had to stay in a tent because I'd be like, I need to live somewhere where I don't need a vacuum cleaner. 'Cause
Yeah, and I was even wondering why the kids wasn't up too, because that thing was loud. And I'm like, oh my god, the kids are gonna wake
what?
up and stuff like this and get scared. And it was just me and the vacuum.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
man, that is crazy. But you know what? That happens to me all the time. Like I can be looking for something and I can know I put something there, and then I go back and it's not there, and I'm like, I know damn well I put it right there, and I'll go and I'll look, and then I'll come back to where it was, and then it be there, and I'll be like, damn, you playing tricks from heaven?
what?
Like this is what we doing?
Yeah,
Like why? And then like people, you tell people stories like your story with the vacuum and like my story, and people be like, y'all are playing. I'm like, no, like this is like real. Like
yeah. And every time weird things happen, I always go back and I look at the date, or I look at if it's, and it always do be something. It'd be like close to, might be his birthday, or it might be like his angelversary, or it'll be like, it'll just be something significant every time
Mm-hmm.
something happens and it's relating. And some before I used to think maybe because I keep thinking it, so it's almost like maybe
Mm-hmm.
I'm making it come, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not. So now it's to the point where the weird stuff happens, and then I think about it like,
Yep.
oh, because you know what, it's that date. I'm like, maybe that's why, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Yeah, it
So.
happens with me too. Like around in February, since he did pass away for Valentine's Day, either
Mhm.
before Valentine's Day or after Valentine's Day, I always hear his favorite song, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, that's your way of telling me that you're like, okay, I got you, dude. Like, I got you. So watch, I'm
Wow.
probably in the next couple days, I'm probably gonna hear that song, and it's a song that like they just you just don't play out the blue.
Yeah.
That is crazy. I'm gonna be looking at my vacuum cleaner crazy now. That
Yeah.
is a crazy
Yeah,
story.
we keep the vacuum upstairs, so the kids can do with it.
Yeah, y'all better off than me. All
Yeah,
right. Well, thank you for for coming. Thank you for
yeah,
being here with me. I greatly appreciate it. Definitely
no
gonna have you as
problem.
a guest in the future because there are so many
Yeah,
topics that we can go into that people. I might need a you can't make this up show, like make it a
yeah,
month-long series because there is so much that we can get into when
mm-hmm.
it comes to being a widow and all that different type of stuff. So before we get out of here, y'all, I do want to make sure y'all know that we still got the song, the lyric of the week, song of the lyric, song and lyric or lit. I can't even talk now. I get excited. The song and or lyric of the week is Mariah Carey Hero because it's Memorial Day and our husbands sacrificed and unfortunately lost their life. So among the other millions that are not celebrating but remembering today, um Hero is a song by Mariah Carey. Remember, if you have not already, please make sure you go like the Instagram page. Please make sure when you listen to these episodes, you are downloading them, not just listening to them. Make sure you go check us out on YouTube as well. Make sure you're following everything. And until next week, guys, bye.